resumed.
What's going on YouTube? Team Starcraft here, bringing you another 3v3 game in Legacy of the Void. I'm joined today by none other than 2-Base Muta, aka Brain Crusher, joining me on this cast to help see what's going on.
How you doing, y'all?
Alright. Anyways, we got a 3v3 today. It is me, Team SC, playing with my two usual partners. We do have Brain Crusher, 2-Base Mutalisk, all day, every day here on the side. And then on the north spawn, we do have Spec playing random, spawning as Zerg today. We are up against none other than KMA, playing as Yellow Terran, Animator, playing as the Purple Terran, and Resistance, playing as the Orange Zerg. Now the map we are on is called Backcountry, and it's kind of a weird little map. You have your three bases there together, one small ramp here at the front. It's pretty easy to defend, but you got to watch out because your expansions go down south. First three relatively easy to secure, but you got to watch out because there's a lot of attack paths. There's these destructible rocks you can break to block off the ground passage, and as you go further down to your third bases, there's another set of destructible rocks here that the opponent can break to kind of just circumvent and go into your other bases. On top of that, there are two gold bases in the middle map, which are pretty difficult to secure. A couple of regular mineral patches kind of here in no man's land, and then these weird side bases, which to get to you have to go down this ramp and walk all the way around unless you break these destructible rocks, which are over here and to get over here and over here. So it's an interesting map, definitely a lot of good harassment options, a lot of how you say, things people can do to be cheesy. A very hard map to play on at the start. But anyways, anything to add, Brain Crusher?
Nope, you said it pretty well.
Okay, so starting off where I'm opening with the Reaper to go try to expand a little early, getting that gas, getting that second expansion going. We do have Brain Crusher also taking an expansion at this time, getting some gas so he could probably get the speed upgrade for his Zerglings. Spec also already getting the speed upgrade at this time. Spec going to expand at this expansion down here. This is a pretty difficult location to defend if they scout it, but hopefully it'll pay off for him and we'll see what's going on. Also throwing down a Banal Nest because we're up against two Terrans. Overlord is going to scout. USC Resistance getting a second expansion going up right now, just popping up. KMA is going for 2 barracks Marines, throwing down his 3rd barracks. Oh, 3 barracks already. Throwing down his 4th barracks. Looks like they might be going for some early pressure. I don't see an expansion from the Yellow Terran yet. Meanwhile, Animator is bunkering his mineral lines. That's an interesting strat. Never seen that before. And he's switching over into, looks like, siege tank drops maybe. He's getting the starport out pretty quick, so we'll see what he does with these add-ons over here. Meanwhile, we do have the Reaper coming in, getting a scout. Gonna see all these Marines and just back out of there. Does see the Zerg, does see the speed researching for the orange Zerg player. Reaper is going to come home. Zings are out on the map. Reaper does see all of this. I hope they're ready. Ling's already working on the back arcs, trying to defend it. These Lings kind of kept these scouting Lings off. Reaper coming back to the home base. Throwing down some bunkers now, worried about early game pressure. Building Marines 2 at a time. Factory getting started, almost done for Team SC. 3rd command center is on the way as well. Brain Crusher is going up to lair. Speed is half done, and Spec speed is done. Also going up to lair. Got a couple defensive Banelings up the ramp. And just macroing up, not much going on each side. Lings hanging in the middle of the map. A couple Overlords here patrolling, getting good vision for both teams. Back rocks secure for both sides. Good Overlord positioning in general for both teams. Not so much them, but it looks like that Overlord's moving into position. So it does see that one of the Terrans is expanding at this moment. There's a command center that's going to be constructed here for the Purple Terran, and it does look like a Liberator coming out quite early for the other team, going to try some harassment. There is a medevac as well over here, so we'll see what he does with that. I don't think he has any army just yet. We do have some Lings coming out for Spec over here trying to harass. Medevac is going to boost back. Liberator is going. I wonder if they got the vision of this base already. Let me see their view. They do not know of any of these bases except for Brain Crusher's base, but he does get lucky and he does find Spec's secret base over here. Is going to switch into AG defense mode. Shoots down 85 damage cannon. You can see it 3 shots at Queen. It's just going to destroy these workers. Also going for the Larva. Gonna have to get out of there because they don't hit buildings in that mode, unfortunately, for the Liberator. If that was the case, these would be way too good. Anyway, Liberator just patrolling over here, nothing to kill, just hanging out. Lings trying to run back for Spec, do a little damage, but are going to get fended off by the defensive Lings here at home. Another Liberator here, being annoying, taking out an Overlord of Spec. Ling's going to run back home, and it does seem that There's a tank drop here at this base. Very annoying. Animator doing a good job harassing Spec. Ling's here to defend, but the tank just gets picked up. This is a new Legacy of the Void ability. They can pick the tanks up in siege mode and then just drop them. Liberator going into defense mode, dropping the tank again, trying to bait these Zerglings into the Liberator defensive fire. Just got to be careful not to lose that tank. It's in the red zone. He's got a second Liberator here. These Lings running around getting sniped at one by one. That Liberator's up to 14 kills already. Dropping that tank in the perimeter. Kind of smart. The Liberator is covering the tank, but he's got to be very careful because he's going to lose that tank if he's careless. Should have put that Liberator in the AG mode a lot sooner. Now he's still going to try some tank drops. He should be dropping down the high ground, but he's trying to bait those Zerglings in. Zerglings coming in, 2 going down at a time. He does lose the tank, but Spec has lost a good amount of Zerglings, and there's no mining at this base right now. So Spec's economy is hurting. Meanwhile, we do have Brain Crusher. He morphs some Banelings here on the other side of the map. Not going to go for the hatch. Instead, it's going to run straight for the worker lines. Oh, man. Very nice kills from the Banelings. Does manage to get all but one of the workers at this expansion. That's a painful blow. Resistance did not bring his Zerglings back home in time. He is out on the map right now. Does look like the Yellow Terran is expanding to these abnormal side bases right now. Went for Bio, Marine Marauder. Stimpack is done. Ling's running around the map patrolling. Did take a nasty hit to his economy, so he's going to have to build some more drones for a while. Liberator's still here being annoying. There is still no mining at this base, and the Zerglings are going to come clean this up. There's not enough here to defend. These Zerglings are covered by some Liberator fire. That one's at 20 kills. This Liberator's at 13 kills. They have paid their weight in gold for Animator. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like he's been macroing very well behind us. He is still on one base. Been focusing a little too much on the micro. His command center got stunted, or it started building his command center now. He must have canceled it when those Banelings ran by. But we do have the Liberators and the tanks moving into the main base of Spec, being very annoying. Spec needs to get Ravagers to deal with this. Ravagers are very good. They can shoot their corrosive bile when the Liberators are stationary to deal with them before they get the siege range upgrade. We do have some Hydralisks coming over here from Brain Crusher to try to defend his ally. Trying to snipe that tank out, but taking some nasty hits from the Liberators. Does lose a handful of Hydralisks. Liberators 18 kills, 20 kills. Very good micro from Animator. We do have some tank line going up at the front. Some defensive bunkers from the early game pressure. A couple tanks at the back rocks. But it looks like I'm just taking my time, macroing up, trying to get an army together to win the long game in the economical run. Brain Crusher ults a 2 base, should be going to 3 here pretty soon. Unless he decides to go for 2 base Muta. Is that right, Richard?
Not even close.
And it looks like 2 base Lurker. Liberator is coming back here. Trying to be annoying, snipe out some of these Overlords. I think they did snipe out one of the other Liberators unless he went home to repair. Going to lock on, try to snipe out a couple drones. This Liberator, 20 kills. And this is just his mineral patch is just a death trap. There's another Hydra, a couple Hydras, and looks like we're going to snipe that Liberator. Liberator is coming from Team SC now to scare these things off. Meanwhile, it does look like Resistance is moving out against the back rocks. Tank is able to get a couple snipes on Zerglings to vision with the Overlord, but there's not quite enough here to defend against this push yet. I don't think we're pinging. I'm trying to tell my teammates to come down, but luckily Resistance is not playing on top of his game. He's a little bit slow, but he is going to leave in now. A couple Marines here on the side coming into the Hellions. A couple tanks spread out, bringing Liberators getting into the defensive AG mode. And it does look like he's going to be pulling his roaches back. That tank was 2 shots away from getting killed. Do manage to hold out for a couple seconds. 3 kills on this tank, 19 on this tank. Couple defensive Lurkers from Brain Crusher coming to help secure these expansions. 4th base going down for me right now. And this is kind of how you got to do it on this map. You got to turtle. I didn't go for the mid-game Hellions and Cyclones this game. I just decided to make a couple defensive tanks and go straight up for Liberators instead. Usually I stop, I go Hellion, Cyclone in the middle, do a little harass, but this build I'm trying to turtle up and just get defensive, but we'll see, man. This is Lurkers, Liberators, and Siege tanks. This is a very scary choke to push down. Very well secured. Liberators to make quick work of that Overlord. Meanwhile, we do have Spec here hurting. The Liberator has stopped, and he finally got a second base going, but he's been hurting economically for a while. He's got 4 Spore Crawlers going up at this base. He says, I will not be harassed by Liberators anymore. Bad day for Spec. Meanwhile, we do have Animator still being annoying, killing more Overlords of Spec, not leaving him alone or giving him a chance to breathe. This is unfortunate for Spec. He's probably raging right now. Do have Animator going, finally taking the second expansion. Looks like Resistance has taken all these, going up to 4 bases right now. We do have the Yellow Terran going up to 3 bases. 5 bases? 4.
5 bases.
Oh, he took the gold to Resistance, a greedy bastard. But we do have vision of this, so we'll see if we're able to move out and pressure it. Do have a couple Hydras from Spec moving out, see if he's going to try to get some damage done. Maybe break these rocks and try to go for that 3rd base down there again. But right now, it looks like both teams are just macroing up, getting upgrades going, teching up. Yellow Zerg seems to still be just hanging out on Roach Tech. Meanwhile, Animator's going for Widow Mine, Tank, Liberator, and we do have this Terran who's staying strict bio. Your favorite thing to do since Wings of Liberty, and nothing has changed. Is making this into a planetary fortress. Spec is going to get the snipe on this base, but have to back out. These are 1 armor, 0 attack Roach Hydras, and these Hydras are 0-0. So they lose that fight in numbers and in upgrades. Meanwhile, Richard here is going for Hydraling Muta Lurker. Upgrade still at 0-0. Team SC also 0-0. No one's really been getting upgrades this game because, you know, upgrades are for noobs. Who needs upgrades, right?
Hey, I'm about to be 1-1 right now.
Richard gave me some lip just now. I say he's about to be 1-1. We do have a good amount of Liberators here now on 4 base with 8 mining gases, so this is enough to definitely support this gas-heavy build of Liberators and Siege Tanks. So we're just waiting, stalling out. Looks like Purple is moving in, trying to see if he can mess with the Spec again, but there is no base here. He's going to siege up, set up a little perimeter, maybe start sieging up Spec's main base. We'll see how that goes, but we do have a pretty solid push coming in from the orange. 1-1 Roach Hydra here with 1-1 bio. Setting up, there is a solid amount of Liberators and Siege Tanks here, so they have to be careful. These Liberators are now 1-1. So we'll see what happens. So it looks like they're poking a little bit. Widowmine is going to get vision, a couple missile turrets scaring off the Overlords, and this does not look like an engagement that they want to take. They're kind of poking, but they're taking big chunks of Roach Hydras coming out. This is tanks and Lurkers with Liberators covering from the air. This is a lot of splash area damage. This is a tough choke to try to break. Definitely wouldn't recommend going through the front door. Did see the Lurkers moving in from Resistance trying to poke the back doors, but this is very well secured. The turret and some tanks and Lurkers are going to go to the main. There are some tanks and bunkers fully loaded here. I'm going to be dropping the scan to get vision of those Lurkers, and they should not do much. One bunker is going to go down. The Marines also go down with it. But these Lurkers should get taken out pretty soon. Meanwhile, we do have Purple locking up Spec's main base, going to the lock-on mode. Have a couple tanks and Thors here. Resistance also coming for some fun. A couple tanks joining, and they are just pressuring Spec's base right now. He is losing a lot of minerals. A little bit oversaturated. Needs to try to take a 3rd, but unable to break out. Team SC moving some tanks over here, and Brain Crusher bringing his Lurkers back to defend the main base. Sorry if I address myself in 3rd person. Sometimes it's just easier, but yeah. I'm bringing my tanks back to try to defend this push. He's moving his tanks here. Brain Crusher's laughing at me. Looks like Animator's going to be trying to move in, but there are some defensive Liberators here. I've moved my Liberators back to try to stay with these tanks, getting some lock-ons. Very bad. Trying to push up with that Roach Hydra ball. There are too many tanks and Lurkers here for anything to happen. Meanwhile, Liberators on this side did destroy all the ground tanks. A couple Liberators, Lurkers getting a couple top shots here, and they're just going to have to back off because these sides are very well defended. Liberators going to clean up what is left. Meanwhile, Animator's going to have to pull back. Oh, and this is a pretty big force. I wonder if they're going to go. Not that many Liberators here. A lot of them came back to defend the main side, but we'll see what's going on. And a lot of medevacs, a lot of bio. They are going to move down this route. Big fight, big fight. Lurkers, Liberators going down. But there are a lot of Lurkers and tanks here. That splash damage is enormous, doing massive damage to these. Couple Hellions even coming back from the side. Vikings destroying medevacs, and the choke will hold. That was not a good engagement for them. They definitely lost a big chunk of army there. We've got a units lost tab. Yellow's lost 9,000, almost 10,000 resources, and Zerg has lost almost 15,000. That was not a cost-efficient engagement for them. But this is the time to push out, so I think we're going to be getting our troops together and moving out because we just demolished their entire army. Meanwhile, Purple is here, is being annoying and keeping Spec here with his defensive banelings. Is going for Infestation Pit. Kind of depressing in the life of Spec. Purple even taking his bases. But over here, the push is going to be moving out lurkers, kind of leapfrogging up a little forward. Bio's going to try to come and take these lurkers out, but there are more than enough liberators here to shred all that bio, and liberators are now 2-2. Their Concord cannons do 19 damage, and they have the siege range upgrade of 16, which makes them very, very good now. A couple tanks here getting on the high ground. And this is very good. These lurkers, what are these lurkers upgrades? I can't even click on them. There's a lurker. 1-1 lurkers. This is assassin with 16 kills. Meanwhile, I do have them trying to pull off on the side.
Top right.
But these Widow ones aren't doing anything. And you have purple being very annoying again. And there's also some harassment going on here. It does look like, oh, Nida Swarm coming out for Brain Crusher, going to be circumventing all of purple's little whatever he had and doing some good damage here on the side. Baneling's going for workers, very good. Annihilator doesn't have, Animator doesn't have anything at home. Lurker's going to be burrowing here, moving his Widow Mines up, but these Lurkers should make quick work of it. Oh, those Widow Mines do destroy a big chunk of the Banelings, but there's still enough to hurt those worker lines. Ling's going to clean up the rest of those workers. Ling's over here forcing this base to lift off, and Animator's troops, he's got tanks here, he's got Widow Mines here, everything's out of position. He's got a base here with nobody on it. He is falling apart slowly. He does bring back the Thors to try to deal with this. One Lurker here being very annoying, keeping that command center up. Zergling over here hanging out, and these Lings are keep on moving in. They're going to be taking out some queens at home. Now they're moving into Resistance's territory, and they might even get this hatch. This Nida Swarm did very good. Everyone was fighting on the front lines over here. No one was paying attention to the Nida Swarm come back, but Corruptors are moving in, trying to deal with these Liberators. They are going to move forward, try to break the Island Hop siege line. Not enough Lurkers and siege tanks here to defend. Going to be falling back for the second defense over here. That's the missile turrets, and they are going to push it back.
That Lurker do damage.
Oh, there's still a Lurker there. 24 kills. They are going to be running into the line. A couple... Zergling coming for Brain Crusher over here. Corruptors coming in, but there are some missile turrets protecting the Liberators in ancient mode, and the main Liberator fleet is coming back to destroy the rest of this pesky Zerg. Meanwhile, this Lurker's there chilling with 26 kills, very happy. Command Center's going to be going down. Ling's still doing damage on the other side of the map. Unfreaking believable. They focused on counter pushing, and that was not worth it for them because they've lost many bases at this time. It's not looking good for the North team. Hatch down, hatch down, hatch down. Workers down, workers down. Still has the command centers, but they have lost their saturation. If you look at the income tab right now, top side is not really getting too much. 440, 160, 760. They're going a little bit dry. Team SC doing very good. That's me. And then my Zerg teammates are also doing pretty good too. Even the Lurker over here, being annoying this hatchery. Very good harass for Brain Crusher, doing a lot with a little bit, running these Zerglings around, being very annoying. Even taking out supply depots, getting them to the red zone, letting them burn. Roaches are going to come back to try to defend this off, but they are in shambles. I don't know if the command center is going to make it. Preparing SCV does get sniped out, and they does manage to save the command center. Animator saves it, but what? Spec is here. He's a new 2-base Muta. He's made 5 Mutalisks with 2 bases. He's now getting out there. He's pissed off at Animator, and he's ready to get back in this game and harass. But there are some Vikings and Thors here, and one Muta does go down. They have to pull back home. Finally dealing with this Lurker here, but there's no drones left to tell the story. What am I ball here? Not sure. Trying to set up a perimeter. It's very weird. They're like trying to camp outside the front, but they have nothing at home defending. We do have the Lurkers and the Liberators moving here. Double planetary fortresses with siege tanks and Widow Mines here. Nothing is touching this base. We are slowly leapfrogging, and this is definitely some trench warfare. Just taking little by little, island hopping, taking bases, and just slowly pushing into the heart. This is how you gotta do it with the new Terran, man. The Liberators and tanks. Legit. Lurkers moving up, getting caught off guard, not too much there to defend them. Is going to have to pull us back a little bit, but Liberators are coming up here to give these Lurkers a couple of defense. Roach is trying to come around the side, but they're not even going to get close. These Widow Mines, tanks, Liberators, nothing's coming close to this base at all. This is very, very turtly, very strong defense here. What is this? What is this? What is this? This is another Nida Swarm! Oh my god. Oh, it's Spec Nida Swarm this time, loaded with Banelings, and he is going to come out. He is out for revenge. Sending banelings here to finish these workers. Animator has to lift his command center off, but this is a baneling train. They're not stopping. These workers all getting destroyed. There's enough banelings here for days. Even banelings chilling, having a coffee because there's nothing to kill. Going to be running up, seeing what else he could do. Command center trying to land over here. Banelings coming in, catching a couple drones, taking out whatever drones they can. Roach is coming back, chasing down this baneling train, but they're here to do damage, and there's not much damage left to do. Their bases are still in shambles. They have not repaired their economy. They've been focusing maybe too much on the macro, and banelings do get some good hits. Definitely good for Spec over here, finally getting a little bit of fun for him. Animator is going to repair that command center, but they are hurting for money at this point. The only base mining really is this gold base. Well, and he has this blue base too. He decided to get more forward expansions instead. There's a hidden turret here that we did not see. Sieging my command center to see the turrets do pretty sick damage per second, man. Nothing has changed. Gonna have to repair that command center now. Did lose a quarter of its life. Meanwhile, we do have them pushing up. Liberators, Lurkers, and Widow Mines. Nothing is going to touch this. And the Muta's all trying to get that command center. It is at 29 in the red zone. Almost gets hit by those Widow Mines. It's like he's map hacking. How does he know they're there? Oh, he's going to get that command center right when that mule drops. Very good. Also moving in, trying to get some drone kills. Good job for Spec. The new 2-base Muta. Maybe this will be his nickname now. Destroying these drones. Vikings coming back, taking out a Muta, but he's out for vengeance. He's going to take out whatever he can. Overlord. Oh, look at all those mules. Go get those mules and those SCVs. Oh, the Mutas are going to find the worker line. He's probably the last workers on the map for this other team. But there is some bio here that's going to scare this off. So I don't know. If I was these guys, I would have GG'd already. There doesn't seem to be much going on. He just coming in, destroying overlords left and right. Meanwhile, we do have things moving out at the front, trying to slowly break this little Widow Mine perimeter. Moving the Lurkers. And leapfrogging the Lurkers and moving the Liberators. But these Widow Mines trying to get on the Liberators, but they're... Oh, I need to drop a scan. Need to drop a scan. Not paying attention. I'm not paying attention. My mind is elsewhere. Oh, do I not see these? Anyways, Lurkers, bypassing, destroying Resistance's base. Mutas harassing the last mining base for the North villains. And this looks pretty one-sided at this point, I would say. There are some troops still on the board, so maybe they'll pull something out. There's a decent Roach, Hydra, Ravager ball, and a couple of Vikings and Thors and Mines. Lurkers burrowing down, Overseers here, but they are going to take a big chunk of that Zerg force out before they die. Lurkers getting good splash, even the Mutalists come in to fight a little, and those Vikings just missed their chance to kill off all those Mutalists. Brain Crusher taking the forward gold base, Liberators hanging out. But defensive Banelings still at home, they've never left. And it looks pretty one-sided, I would have to say, taking every base on the map, waiting for them to GG. Well, they've got one couple of troops, they've got one final push, so let's pretend like we don't know what's going to happen. Little Mod's moving in, trying to get these Liberators, but they are a little too slow, pulling back the tanks that have been here all game. 4 kills, 13 kills and 5 kills, doing some good work. Liberators are 3-3, their cannons do 100 per shot, so it's pretty good. This guy trying to micro some Vikings. Vikings do counter Liberators, unfortunately, unless the Vikings all clump up and the Liberators get a shot. But the Vikings can kite the Liberators. They kind of have similar speed, but Viking has much superior range. Lurker's going to be moving in. This guy's bio is just going to try to take it. He doesn't need to take this fight. He's lost all his army. He doesn't need to lose the last force, and it looks like they are lost all the bio. So right now we are just waiting, seeing if anything happens. See if anything happens. You have the Great Siege over here moving into the main base. Couple of their own Lurkers keeping in. This is just a trench warfare. No one's going in between this. Anything that goes here is going to get pretty much effed up. Hear that? Pretty much effed up. Alright. Slow point. Going to speed this up and see what happens, if anything. Widowman's here. A couple residual mining going on. What is that? Top right? Oh my god, it's another Nidus one! Look at those Banelings, look how fast they go. Look at them destroying stuff. Oh, and the last workers. Oh, 33 workers just go down. Very good, very good. They have a little harass here in the middle, but some Liberators should be coming by to defend my ally. A couple tanks here. And this is the last resistance, full resistance in Animator. Tank's not paying attention. He's going to lose all his tanks. All the tanks go down. Vikings are coming here, going to move their other Liberators up, trying to get some shots off. Do kill one Liberator, do get the second Liberator, and trying to go for the Vikings. As you can see, we can do this tango all day. Liberator up, couple shots getting off, doing a lot of damage to those Vikings, getting a lot into the red zone. Only need 1 or 2 good shots and we'll take out a big ball of those Vikings. Oh, there you go, big chunk of Vikings going down. Needs to be careful. Animator needs to be careful. Look at these Mutalisks. KMA's last base going down. Liberators even defending the other hatcheries. Do. The last resistance. What will they do? What will they do? They're gonna attack up the main ramp. Liberators are here destroying everything. And I think that is GG. Yep, and they have left the game. Alright guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
See ya.